Hi, I'm Katie, and welcome to That Hygge Life, where my focus is to help you build strong foundations in every area of life so that you can reach your goals, all while staying comfortable, confident, and content in each step along the way. Today, I wanted to talk more about building foundations and what that means for each area of life. I'm filming this video split between a few different days, so if I change outfits, just try to ignore it. Today we're going to be talking about building foundations and building strong foundations. We're also going to be talking about all the different areas of life and what a strong foundation looks like for all of them. There are 8 different areas of life: physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, social, intellectual, environmental, and occupational. I thought it would make sense to just start at the beginning. What is building a foundation and what does it mean to me? And why I believe having a strong foundation is so important. I love talking about building foundations because it's the start of everything. If you don't have a strong foundation or you don't have a strong start in whatever aspect you're trying to grow, you won't be able to get very far. We have to have a firm foundation in each area of our life so that we can grow in that area and reach higher heights and achieve bigger dreams than we ever thought possible. Let's think of life as a house. Houses have to have strong foundations. When someone's buying a house or getting started on a house, or when someone is getting started with a dream, you have to check the foundation. You inspect it, you look at it, you check everything out about it. You look at the bare bones of the house. You don't look at the decorations or the things that people put there to make you think that's what you want. You look and you dive deep to see if that's actually where you're standing. When people buy a house, they check the foundation, they check the bare bones, and then they come up with their potential that they see. Then you get to work. You have faith in the potential that you see in it, and you work hard to make it into what you have dreamed of it to be. Now let's get into all the different areas of life and what a foundation looks like in each different area. First, I wanted to talk about physical, because having physical health and having a strong foundation in that area will spill over into every other area of your life. Our bodies carry us through so much. There is so much that our body does that we don't even have to pay attention to, like digesting our food, or keeping our heart pumping, or breathing. All of those are so important to our lives, and yet a lot of people let their health slip and don't pay attention to what their body is telling them. Every day we wake up with the choice of taking care of ourselves or letting ourselves go. I'm not saying you have to be a supermodel to have a strong foundation in this area. And I'm not saying you have to spend hundreds of dollars on nutrition coaches and gym plans and workout retreats or any of that kind of stuff. If you want to and you have that opportunity, go for it. No one's gonna stop you. But I'm not saying you have to have those things to have a strong foundation. Being strong in this area simply means being more self-aware and being able to accept where you are now and knowing where you want to go in the future. Being self-aware in this area of life is simply about asking yourself the hard questions and being able to be honest with the answers. It's being able to look at your life and see where you might need to grow or change things so that you can actually reach your goals. Having a strong foundation in the physical area of life is simply knowing and being aware of your body. Do you feel healthy? Where are you nutrition-wise? Do you move your body? Do you move your body too much? Where do you stand when it comes to exercise and movement? Next is the emotional part of your life. Emotional health and physical health are actually kind of similar in the way that they both impact every other area of your life. Whereas physical health is more about your actual body being healthy and in a good place, your emotional health is all about your mindset. Being emotionally healthy and strong is having the ability to accept and express your emotions in a healthy way, while still keeping them in check so they don't rule your life. The only way to grow and strengthen in this area is being able to have time for yourself to take care of yourself. Maybe that could look like journaling or meditation, or really any time where you just hone in on what you're really feeling and acknowledging those feelings and letting them express themselves throughout your life. Being self-aware and being able to take charge and change what you're seeing happen in your life into what you want to see happen for your life is great power. The next area is spirituality. Talking about the spiritual aspect of your life is kind of difficult. It's difficult because everyone has very strong feelings and connections to this part of their lives. Everyone in the world has different meditation practices, religious scripts, and temples or buildings where they get together with a community who believes the same things that they do. And there are other people out there who don't believe in anything and believe that there's no one governing us and that we are just here. No matter what you believe or don't believe, everyone has a really strong emotion when it comes to talking about spirituality and the spiritual aspects in your life. To build strong foundations in this area, you really have to seek out knowledge and understanding. Whether you already believe in a religion or maybe you don't believe in any religion, it's always good to keep seeking knowledge and understanding. It's always good to keep seeking those who know more than you so that you can learn more yourself. Being open-minded is a huge aspect of this part. I'm not saying that you need to believe everything out there, but you do need to have an open mind so that you can grow and learn more about yourself and what you truly believe in your heart, and not just what other people are telling you to believe. The spiritual area of life is very important, and it's very personal. So really take your time to think and focus in on what you have in your heart. Next is financial. Like I said about spirituality, it's really difficult to talk about finances as well, but for different reasons. Finances are difficult to talk about because this is probably the only area of life where you don't have complete control or insight into what actually is going to happen or could happen. It's hard to talk about finances because it's also really personal to everyone. Everyone has their own story related to finances, and everyone has their own struggles associated with it. Being strong in this area and having a firm foundation in your finances doesn't mean that you have a ton of money, and it doesn't mean that that has to be your focus either. Being rich and just having a lot of money is really no one's focus in life. And if it is, it's very few and far between that that's actually the truth. I believe everyone's goal in their financial lives are to have abundance and to feel secure. Even if you think that all you want financially is just to have tons of money and tons of wealth, break it down and really think about it, and I bet you'll find out that really all you want is to be able to afford the things that will better your life and maybe better the lives of people around you. And really, that's just being secure. We all crave comfort and security. In your financial area of life, that's no different. Building and growing in this area of life is just a little bit more challenging because all you can really do is change your mindset when thinking about finances, and then work hard to get to where you're wanting them to be. But that takes time and patience, and those are really difficult things to master. Even when you get your mindset in check and you think about money as security and abundance instead of just money, it still takes a lot of work, effort, and time before you can actually see any difference or any change in that area. Building this foundation takes a lot of mental strength and determination. Next, let's talk about social. When looking at the social area of your life, I want you to really broaden the spectrum. Don't just think about your spouse or your direct family or your close friends. Think about all the people that you come in contact with. Everyone who you come into contact with, you have the ability to change your life and their life in every interaction. I'm not saying every interaction will change you or their lives, but it could. Do you ever have those memories where a seemingly insignificant moment meant so much to you, but the other person doesn't even remember it? Or maybe you don't remember a time, but it's someone else's cherished memory of you. Being aware and in control of yourself will allow you to love on others and to spread peace to those around you. The next area of life is intellectual. The intellectual part of your life I would consider would be anything that would help you to mentally be stimulated, to mentally grow and develop and learn a new skill. This could be reading, taking classes, going to the library, doing crafts, doing puzzles, doing coloring books, going to the park, talking with a friend, exercising, writing, or drawing. Or it could even be something a little bit more risky, something that maybe you've always wanted to try, but you've always put off for one reason or the other, like skydiving, or mountain climbing, or going camping for weeks at a time. Really anything that stimulates you and keeps you in this current moment, here and now. Growing and building this firm foundation in the intellectual part of your life isn't about becoming a genius or being able to know every fact right off the top of your head. This area of life is really just about keeping your brain active and being creative and exercising that creativity whenever you can. Next, we'll talk about the environmental part of your life. A lot of people don't realize how much an impact you have on the world and how much the world impacts you. The environmental part of your life is all about having that self-awareness of where you stand in the world and what impact that you can have, whether that be volunteering or donating or changing something about your daily routine to help the environment a little bit more. These all have huge impacts on the world, and these all have huge impacts on the people around you. Being more aware of your footprint, socially and environmentally, can really change the things that are happening around you and in your life. Even if you feel like that $1 donation or maybe switching to a reusable water bottle doesn't have that much of an impact, it really does when you add it up with all the other people doing the same thing. Being more self-aware is the best way to grow in almost every area of life. Being able to know where you stand, where you're starting from, and where you're wanting to go is always going to be the first step in building that foundation and getting stronger. Taking the focus off of yourself and focusing on helping others or helping the planet can really open your mind and help you to see where you are and where you're wanting to go. It can help cement that plan and that goal and that dream in your mind, because you aren't so focused on it. Working on something else for someone else is a great way to open up your heart and to connect with the world around you. The last area of life is occupational. I don't really like the word occupation because to me, it just seems cold and distant. I mean, the definition of occupation is job. I realize the reason that I feel that way is because nobody wants to be seen as just their job or just their occupation. They want to be seen as a living being with a purpose and a passion. The best way to grow in this area is to change your perspective and to change your mindset, whether that be being more open to taking on more challenges or changing your occupation completely to fit more in line with your purpose and your passion. You can bring your purpose and passion into your job in any way that you can think of. This area of life really grows with determination and changing your mindset. You really just have to focus on the positives, and if you can't find any of those positives, you have to make them yourself. And then stay determined in keeping those a part of your life, whether that be adding something about your passion and your purpose into your job if you can, or using that passion and purpose outside of work in the limited hours that you have. This is really about staying strong and staying true to who you are and what you're wanting to do in life. It's a lot easier said than done, but there is time outside of work. There are opportunities that you can take, and there are people willing to help you take those next steps towards your passion and your purpose and your goals. You just have to stay strong in your dreams and to really push towards them. So those are all the 8 areas of life and what a foundation looks like in each one and how to grow them and make them stronger. You've probably figured out, either from me saying it or from just personal experience, that all of these areas of life work together into creating who you are and how you show up in the world. When you work on strengthening one area of life, you'll actually end up strengthening a lot of them. When you're working on one area, a lot of them will benefit, and your whole life can change. All you have to do is take control. You have to be more self-aware, stay focused on your goals, and keep working on them whenever possible. Diving deeper into knowing yourself and diving deeper into growing your mindset and keeping your mind open to new possibilities and new changes is the only way that you're going to be able to change your life. You have the power to change your life. So I'll leave you with a couple questions. What area of life stuck out to you the most? And which one do you need to start working on first? Until next time, remember, the world needs you. Keep going, keep dreaming, and keep reaching your goals. Bye.